It's Week 10 of the NFL, and we've got high-flying offenses set to take off. It's the Wizards and the Antlers, and it's coming up next.
From the state of Bavaria and its capital, Munich, we're looking at Allianz Arena. Normally a famed football stadium, but here, playing host to the NFL and a much different type of football. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop.
Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And here we go at Allianz Arena. Sets a return. It's Chuba Hubbard. This return makes it up to the 25. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And they're brought out by the 16-year pro, rebounded from an injury last season, Matthew Stafford.
Just knowing this quarterback in his mindset, there is no question he would give up 400-some yards he threw for last week for a W. Really, stats don't matter. No matter how productive you are playing that position, and boy, was he last week, it really comes down to finding a way to win. As they like to say, winners win in the end. And
First play of the game, and already an incredible catch. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be a first down. Stafford from the gun. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Big gain, 14 on the play. And they're going to have a first down. Going to run again with Swift. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Brought in right side. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That was Kayvon Thibodeau there to wrap him up. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Couldn't find Jamar Chase on that throw. And 4th and 4 coming up. Going from the pistol, Stafford. And they get to him on 4th down. It's a sack and a turnover on down.
well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
So here comes this offense as they get set for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 5th-year pro who can really fill up a stat sheet, Justin Herbert.
True story. First time I saw Justin Herbert at a Pac-12 Media Days, I thought, that can't be Justin Herbert. That guy looks like a defensive lineman. He is massive. But then you watch him play and you realize he's one of those 6'5", 6'6" guys that's the athlete of a 6'2". The way that he moves so effortlessly, the way that rocket arm can throw the ball all over the field, and hyper productive statistically. Kind of like that Fouts guy that wore the lightning bolt before him. On any given Sunday, this guy can put on a show.
It's a gain of 22, and that gives them the first. A first carry here for Tony Pollard. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
First down from the red zone. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Up the middle, here goes Pollard. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Antlers get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
He stopped on the return at the 27. The Wizards and Matthew Stafford set to go back on offense. And he's been one who has wowed the league and made a lot of fantasy owners very happy too. You can see he's leading all quarterbacks in passing here in November. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Defense showing blitz. Stafford. That one's caught along the left sideline. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll give him a 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leg.
Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. It's picked up by the defense. And they finish the return to the end zone. Touchdown. The Antlers pull that in front further. 13-zip. Like a freight train leaving the station after scooping off that fumble. Oh, he got moving on his way to the end zone, Brock. Nice hustle from the big man.
Is there anything more fun than seeing these big old human beings get their chance to get on a scoreboard? You see how it just ignites everybody.
Elliott on now to attempt a point after. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Antlers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored. And with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now this offense getting set to work here. This would be a good time for their first points of the game as they find themselves down a notable amount already in this opening quarter. Here's Swift to start the drive. They get 22 on that one. And it'll give them a 1st down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, a give to Swift. We'll cobble together a yard there. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. They bring the pressure. Down he goes. And And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Fourth down, and on comes the former All-Pro Jake Bailey to punt. And he drives this one into the pouring rain. He has it at the 22. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it's going to be their football coming up. They send the tight end in motion. Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Hauled in by Musgrave. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
1st and 10, it's Pollard. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Connects on the crosser. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. 16 yards on the play. And it sets up 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. Breaks the tack, and he bowls through the defense for a touchdown. The Antlers take a 20-zip lead. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Point after added on by Elliott. And the Antlers push their lead to 21-zip already. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hubbard with a return here. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. This offense ready to get going again now. And things are really getting away from him, so an important moment here to try and get a sustained possession going. 1st down, here's Swift. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. We've got a break in the action. Looks like someone was shaken up on the play. Medical personnel out now to attend to him. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Stafford now against the blitz. Looking right, and he finds him.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Swift gets it on the option. And he tried to power it forward, but I don't think he got it. Run play only gets back to the line, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. New series coming up following the punt. And it'll be their football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Herbert. He's got him. That's Addison. This is ahead for about 5. Mike Hilton getting up there for the tackle. All right, here we go. 2nd down. To throw, Herbert. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. They motion a receiver left. Herbert now to throw on 3rd. Forced out to his right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. So they should be a little prompter in snapping this, you'd hope, Brock, after that delay of game. Running it after the penalty. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Mike Hilton getting up there for the tackle. That's the end of 1, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. 21-0 our score. We'll get back to the action in just a moment. Welcome back. We're all set to start the 2nd. Offense already out to resume its drive. They have 2nd and pretty long here. Herbert from the gun. He's on the move. He tucks it and takes off. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Tackled by big Logan Hall. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Motion man sent left. On 3rd down, Herbert. On the move, headed right. Uh-oh, he can't escape. He's brought down. And they'll try to build on that big stop.
Did this defense ever need that or what? Just a step in some kind of right direction. Hopefully now they can build on that sack and claw their way back from this pretty slow start.
He's got it at the 24. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. That one's incomplete over the middle.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Stafford to throw again on 2nd. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. To throw, Stafford. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, you can give him much of the credit for this early lead. Heck, give every player in that defense now their 4th sack of this game credit, because that ambush on the quarterback, a big reason why they're in control of this game.
Jake Bailey on the punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Punt meets him at the 28. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. The Antlers and Tony Pollard headed back out there offensively. And he's already scored once this game, something he's made a bit of a habit of this season. As we see, he's among the league's best at finding that end zone. 1st and 10, here's Herbert. That's complete to Musgrave. And he's gonna get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 2nd and 3 now. From the gun, they go with Pollard. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Motioning one of the tight ends. On 3rd down, Pollard broke through the tackle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play, and that'll give them a 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Herbert now off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. Stepping up, and he's going to run. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Handoff running right, Pollard. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 3rd and 2, Herbert. Pass taken in by Pollard. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. 6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
On the carry, this is Pollard. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Herbert. Come near the goal line. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Runs it in for the touchdown. The Antlers were running away so far. We've got a 27-zip game. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hubbard with a return here. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now this offense ready to head back out. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Running with Swift out of the gun. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Zaven Collins in on the tackle. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Staying grounded with Swift. And he fought the good fight there just to make it back to the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
The Wizards getting all set to punt. One of the league's best return men, Jamal Agnew, back deep. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And that is where they'll start the next drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And they had that one contained right at the line. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Herbert now. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Herbert back to throw. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a 1st down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Motioning the tight end now. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Throwing now, Herbert. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. Catch made over the middle. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Now Herbert to throw. Chased out to his right. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. They get an even 10 on that play. And they'll have 1st down. It's the 2-minute warning here in the 1st half. The Antlers with the football. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Here's Herbert. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. So it's 2nd down coming up. Back to the air, Herbert. Caught by Pollard. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
On 3rd and 1, it's Herbert. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
You know, 3rd and short is a difficult one to call. Do you want to run into the teeth of a defense looking for that handoff, or try to throw it to him and use the element of surprise? Evidently, well, that's one they should have run instead.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And the lead continues to grow and grow.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hubbard with a return here. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Wizards and DeAndre Swift set for their next drive. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Stafford now on first down. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. It's a 21-yard gain. And that'll be a first down. Throwing now, Stafford. Swift hauls it in. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Here we go, 2nd and 9. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And he takes this one back for the pick six. Second time they've taken one back on him, Brock. First the fumble return, and now this pick six.
You know, I point this out to you every defensive meeting room we're in, Kate, when we sit down in these production meetings, and you can see their boards, right? These defenses keep track, and they know if they get a score defensively, their odds of winning through the roof. You get two, it's almost a certainty.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Bad weather doesn't affect that extra point. It's good. And the Antlers continue piling on to this lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Hubbard with a return here. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost.
Oh, look at those savvy linebackers. They're just right in the middle of everything, aren't they, Kate? And it seems like at times they are the quickest reactions as well. He needed a quick one right there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
He finds Laporta. And he gets him around 6 there. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. So before third down whistles, and yep, the timeout comes in. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Oh, Kate. Can I be honest with you? I'm just starting to feel bad for this quarterback and his family because he is just taking a beating before our eyes.
On again comes Jake Bailey to punt this away. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he drives this into the pouring rain. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. One last play before the break. They send a tight end in motion. Going with Pollard on the ground. And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half. So we're in halftime in a game that, well, honestly, partner, already feels decided.
It was a strong first half for running back Tony Pollard. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag if it's not already.
Story is halfway told. Let's see what the back half has in store as we get started in the third quarter. On the return, it's Jalen Reagor. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Antlers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. And his effectiveness hasn't been limited to what he can do with his arm this season. On that last drive, he reached a significant mark for his efforts on the ground as well. Now they send their back in motion right. Hauled in by Musgrave. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Right back to Pollard. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Going to the ground again on first. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
2nd and 8. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Herbert from the gun. Buys time, rolling right. He's running with it, and he'll get it up to the 44.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
The Antlers now readying for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. Their offense ready to take the field now. And as much as we thought we'd be watching highlights here, talking about this passing game, Brock, it's been the guys on the other side of the ball who've come in and stolen that spotlight.
Yeah, and in an offensive-driven league, and one that's sometimes even legislated that way, it's nice and refreshing to see a defense put together an effort like this.
Amen.
Be the ones everybody's talking about for how well they've played on their side of the ball.
He fires one deep down the middle. Big gain downfield. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset. So the big play moves him well past midfield. Has him set up now at the 35. Running behind center with Swift. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Going run again with Swift. And this time they won't surrender anything. They wrap him up at the line. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd. Here's Stafford. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
The kick by Shudak is good. And Brock, I'd say that's more of a moral victory than something that's really going to affect the deficit much.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Antlers back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. 1st and 10, Herbert. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
2nd and 10 now. Has his man. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. Scooped up by the defense. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
This offense making its way back out now. And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They fake the handoff now. Stafford. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he's there to send that one away. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So 2nd down coming up. Stafford now against a blitz. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Stafford. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And the Antlers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, okay, I guess we've got a couple of very giving teams today, Brock. One side coughs it up with a fumble. Then the other side graciously hands it right back with the interception.
Hey, listen, if you like playmaking defenses, then you like this game right here. These defenses, they're the ones supplying the big plays, and they're putting their stamp on this game.
The offense getting set to go. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Finds him over the middle. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
The give on 2nd to Pollard. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Marshawn Nealon, the one to send him down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. And oh, someone stepped in, it's intercepted! And the Wizards have it as he records the 1st interception of his young career. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
The Wizards are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. Catch made by Cooks. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Short side option here. He's running left. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
He's into the end zone. Touchdown. The Wizards pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Here's Agnew on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Their offense running back out now. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll send him over right. From the 34. Brought in right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
1st and 10, it's Pollard. Has a lane inside the 25. And finally, he's down at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. The Antlers trying to end this before the final quarter. It's a Marquise Brown touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Antlers grow their lead yet again. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hubbard with a return here. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And the turnovers have not helped as they find this game out of reach at the moment here in the 3rd. On 1st down, here's Stafford. This one taken in by Chase. He's got a gain of 6 there. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the ground with Swift. They managed a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Stafford from the gun. Laporta with the grab. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. They're set up at the 35 now. First down, here's Swift. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's their ball as we start the 4th, but this game may already be too far out of hand. Offense to the line for second down. Stafford now. Hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense.
We all saw the brief moment of full-on panic between the ball coming out and him getting back on it. The impressive part is he kept his composure while it was still loose. One mistake didn't become two, and he cleaned it up before any defenders could.
Third and long now for Stafford. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They'll come up 1st and 10. Stafford back to throw. That's going to be caught by Cooks. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They send a receiver in motion right. Even more problems now as they don't get the snap off. Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that first down flag. They motion the tight end over. This finds Cooks complete. And they bring him down around the 34.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And after all that, he still can't get rid of it. They get there and drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. Stafford. And after some relocating there, Brock, they track him down away from the pocket. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. Stafford gonna go on 4th. They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
You know, these 4th down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And he gets up for a gain of about 4. Following the play, officials signaling for a stoppage as we see it's Marquise Brown shaken up. He's in need of some help from the trainers. 2nd and 6 coming up here. A tight end in motion now. Again, a run with Pollard. And he's able to take this up pretty close to that 40-yard line. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2. They give to Pollard on the option. Flies past the 1st, inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 25. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, headed right. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. So they should be a little prompter in snapping this, you'd hope, Brock, after that delay of game. Motioning the tight end left. To the air this time, Herbert. Complete out to the right side. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
Has him on the quick hitter. Has room into the secondary. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Four downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. From the gun, they go with Pollard. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Antlers continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. That was a great response, Brock. After they got driven backwards on first down, they go right back to the ground and score just one play later.
Yeah, and I think if you and I were in the huddle down there after that first down loss, I think we would have felt a whole bunch of pride. Give me another shot, and boy, did they deliver.
Point after added on by Elliott. And the Antlers tack on 7 more to their lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hubbard with a return here. This return makes it up to the 25. The offense headed back to the field. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. That's grabbed inside the 30. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Running with Swift out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And they're going to have a first down. Working inside the red zone. Completed to his running back. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. Even more problems now as they don't get the snap off. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. 1st and goal, now 5 yards tougher after that penalty. Running it after the penalty. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. 2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Again, it's going to be Swift. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Third and goal, it's Stafford. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Boy, take a look at that. Look at him locking down his area of the end zone. They could bring it in close enough to take shots, but there are no easy touchdowns.
The kick by Shudak is good. And Brock, I'd say that's more of a moral victory than something that's really going to affect the deficit much.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Oh, hang on there. Hang on a moment. Looks like we've got an injured player on the kick return. They're going to check on him now. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Up the middle, here goes Pollard. And in a rarity today, he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Antlers ready to pick up their 8th win of the season. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. On the ground, Pollard. And in a rarity today, he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, so now they face a 4th and 4.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Punt team on the field. Logan Cook, the one to kick it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Secures this at the 17. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Stafford now on 1st down. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Back to the air we go on 2nd. Stafford. Rolling left, buying some time. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap to Stafford. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. He's got it inside the 25. And this is all for cosmetics as he's in for the late touchdown. The Wizards putting up points in a game decided. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Wizards take 7 points off the deficit. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Here's Agnew on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now it's Pollard. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And the trip to Germany was for business, Brock, but they certainly got some pleasure out of this trip too with a victory. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Antlers as we say goodbye from Germany.